Good morning. Quick video for you guys today. Got up this morning, beautiful day outside, minus 5 degrees Celsius, sunny, quiet, no wind or very little wind. Had to get out for a hike, so I thought I'd put my backpack together and show you guys while I'm doing it. I had some requests in earlier videos to show my pack out or load out for a day hike, so that's what I'm going to do for you guys. Stay with me. Okay, let's start with the basics. So when I'm going out for a day hike, I choose between either a shoulder bag, a waist pack, or a backpack. And the backpack that I choose, well, this time of year I'm pretty much have to take a backpack to take the extra things you're normally going to be taking in the winter. This is my backpack that I use, and you'll see in most of my videos. It is a second-hand Kelty Arrowhead 2000 backpack. It's a little heavy for backpacks these days, but it's tough, very tough, and it works quite well for me. So it's nothing special, just a backpack. You'll see that I have a carabiner hooked on the outside, and let's flip the backpack over. On the front side of the backpack, a whistle, thermometer, and a nice little monoscope. Just nice to have handy, so when I stop, if I see something that I am interested in knowing a little or seeing a little closer, I can reach this, carry this quite easily, and it's there for me. Appearing in my lot of videos these days is my hiking pole. Homemade hiking pole, I've talked about it before. It also works, it's kind of, interesting for YouTube people, because in addition to what you take for your hike, you also have to take your camera gear. Well, you probably wouldn't see this in the videos, but right around the top of the pole, I wrap my GorillaPod, my Joby GorillaPod, that I usually have with me. Well, actually, I always have with me to support my camera. The reason you don't see it is because it's usually attached to the camera. But that's where I would hold it, and then I can use the hiking pole as a selfie stick. All right, moving over, here's the normal things. My cutting implements. Now this is going to change based on what I plan on doing that day. If I'm working with a certain knife or tools or axe or something that I want to try out and work with a little more. But today I have these cutting tools. So on the left is my Silky Gone Boy and a homemade belt sheath for it. Love my saw. It's a great saw. At some point I'll talk a little bit more about the Silky Gone Boy. It does certainly have its pros, but it has a few cons as well. So next to that is my Garant 21-inch hunter's axe, 1¼ pounds. Well, not heavily customized, but modified quite a bit. I'm going to do a specific video on this axe at some point. It has about the weight, size, and performance, quite honestly, of a Grant Forest Brooks small forest axe, but at a fraction of the cost. Next to this, you've seen this in a few videos now, is my XXX Sitka, customized by Derek Tappan at XXX. That'll be going up with me today. And something I've had for quite a long time. This is a Leatherman Wave, but the first generation Leatherman Wave that doesn't have the little multi-tools. This was purchased for me a number of years ago while I was still on patrol. I carried this, not in the little brown pouch that came with it, but in a black pouch that matched my duty belt. And that went on my duty belt, and I carried it and used it a lot. Alright, here's some of the standard things, and I'm going to have to go into a little detail with these. But starting at the top, the small green bag is my fire kit of the day. I'll show you some of the contents of the fire kit in a minute. Fire kit will change depending on what I plan on doing. I have a larger fire kit, but really there's just redundancy, more of the same, if you will. I have smaller fire kits, especially if I'm just going on for a couple of hours with a shoulder bag, but still enough things in it to start a fire. First aid kit, always a first aid kit, folks. I can't stress this enough. This first aid kit has most of what I need. Now, this is in addition to things like having a schmog or a bandana that I'll use as well, or any other materials on hand. But that first aid kit takes a prominent place in my backpack, and something I can reach, get at with one hand if necessary, and open and use. So this is one of a couple of first aid kits, and I will be doing complete videos on first aid kits and first aid for the wilderness at some point in the future. Call it a chaos bag, an accessory bag, an assorted amount of kit inside of this, and I'll open that up and show it in a few minutes because it's just too much to tell you without actually demonstrating it. Food bag, small waterproof dry bag has a number of food items. There's a lot of redundancy in here. I'm not going to use half of what's in there, not even a fraction of what's in there. But it's nice to have the extra food that is in this because just in case you end up staying out overnight, or maybe you have a guest and you want to have a little food for them. Small folding kneeling pad. This will appear in every one of my videos likely. These I buy them from China. They're not expensive. They're very inexpensive in fact, and there's one in every one of my shoulder bags and backpacks. I bet you they cost me less than $1 each, but boy, they save my knees, both from getting wet, and my old knees don't like the rocky ground anymore, and they work as a sit pad just as well. A bit of insulation. I can use it to fan a fire if I need to. So yeah, I always have one of those things. Today's bandana is just a camouflage cotton bandana bought at the dollar store, and very inexpensive, multiple uses. We won't go into that right now, but it resides in my pocket for the more obvious uses. Small ditty bag full of ropes, just an assortment of ropes, everything from bank line through to paracord. Just things, I think there's even, I know there's jute twine in there and some wire for projects, and I have a couple projects in mind for where I'm going today, so that bag is coming with me. I don't always take this bag because in that little chaos bag or accessory bag I have twine as well. Little homemade drop pouch that I carry on my belt. Great for walking along. If I see my tinder that I'm probably going to be using for a fire, I can just unroll that, or edibles or anything else that I find along the way. But that'll go in my belt in a few minutes' time. Glasses, enough said. Compass, always on my belt, slides into my pocket. Watch, nothing special. Timex Expedition. I've had this. I bet you this is 25 years old now. It served me on duty. Would I like a nicer watch? Actually, I don't think I would. This thing has served me. I don't think there's any need for it. I think I've replaced the battery twice in the last 20 years, so it's working well for me. Another little storage sack and just some plastic bags. Again, for tinder, or maybe I get lucky and I come across a chaga or something that I want to harvest. So there's that goes with me. Water bottle of the day, and this will change. This is just an Nalgene type water bottle with a neoprene sleeve and one of the Human Gear caps on top. I'm going to fill this with not boiling hot water, but quite warm water, so that while I'm out, I'm pretty guaranteed that it's not going to freeze. Oh, it's not going to freeze today anyway, but it just makes bringing it to a boil a little easier if I start off with warm water. Christmas gift, firebox stove. First burn. Haven't even tried this out. I've had it out and assembled it and played with it. It won't be a review. You'll see it in the video, but it's more of just a first burn testing, I guess. 2 pair of gloves. One is my fingerless wool reg mitts, or reg fingerless gloves, and my work gloves. Underneath that is just a small piece of polyethylene matting that provides me. It's about 2.5 feet square. Something to sit on, something to kneel on. Inside of this green stuff sack is my down vest. My cover element of the day, one of the grabber blankets, reflective. I think they're 5x7 blankets with some cordage for tying it out. And a homemade hammock chair, which will probably appear in a future video. So some of these things will change day to day, but these are the items that I have right now. I like to look at them as classifications. I usually almost always have a saw. I don't always carry an axe or a hatchet, but this time of year it's a good thing to have. I always have at least one knife, multi-tool, fire kit, always a first aid kit. This little accessory pack almost always goes with me. Food bag, contents vary. Cotton bandana, drop pouch, watch, compass, glasses of course, and a water bottle of some type. Oh, forgot to show you my cook pot today. Still sitting on the fridge over here because I was just repacking it. My Zebra Billican, wooden spoon, and a little wash-up kit to go with it. And that'll be my cook kit for the day. Alright, let me break down a couple of these items just to give you a little bit more detail. All right, quick breakdown of the accessory bag. Oh, one item I forgot to show you earlier that always goes with me on a hike is my cell phone. Now, the reason is, of course, this is an essential piece of safety kit if you're in a cell area. So I am most of the time in the Blue Mountain, Birch Cove, Wilderness area, so the cell phone always goes with me. So let's break the kit down. First off, the bag. Inexpensive, MOLLE compatible, zippered bag, purchased on eBay, around $4 or $5. Hand warmer, emergency blanket, water purification tablets, extra large heavy duty trash bag, often called a bin liner, some cable ties, very useful, hand wipes. They go along with the Kleenex, the small tissue pack, Call of Nature of course. Spare pair of fold-up glasses, just in case I lose my glasses. Hand sanitizer alcohol. Small package of matches in a little Ziploc bag. Chapstick. Little pry tool. Some safety pins. Spare batteries. Cigarette lighter. And some stainless steel wire. These nice little compressed paper towels. Add a drop of water and they open up to about a 16 by 16 inch damp paper towel, which was quite strong, good for wiping your hands, or maybe the Call of Nature. Bank line. So I have some very fine bank line and some number 36 bank line. Small flashlight. Usually if I expect to be going any later in the day, I'll also have my headlamp or another flashlight. This is just my backup just in case. Battery bank, charge my cell phone, and a signaling mirror. So these are just the essential items that go with me most of the time. I don't want to call this a survival kit, it's just kind of an accessory kit. My survival kit is my backpack itself and everything that I carry on me and the knowledge that I have in my head. These are just accessories that, things you don't use very often, but you wish you had if you didn't bring them, so they always come with me in the backpack. Fire kit of the day. Small little sack, small camera bag, low prow camera bag, that's all that is. Matches, waterproof storm matches, striker. There's even a small ferrocerium rod on the bottom of this one, which is kind of cool. And haven't had to use them, but if you need them, you need them. Jute twine, just a small tube that I can use for blowing on a fire if I need to. Bic lighter. My Surefire is I think I've heard these called a ravioli. They're a gel wax over a cotton pad mixture that I've tried to make. Yeah, they work pretty good. I haven't had a need for them to use them. A couple of wet fires for Surefire. A Fresnel lens, magnifying lens. If I can get it out one-handed. I do have other magnifying lenses, but I've started quite a few fires with this. I don't find this a hindrance. Now, this time of year it'd be a little bit more of a challenge. I know you probably can't see that in the sunlight. Hopefully you can see that. But, you know, these things are very inexpensive. Throw them in your pack. I suppose it would even do if I lost my glasses, lost my spare glasses. I can still use this for seeing. Not that I need to see. Well, I do close up, obviously. But, yeah, I've started a lot of fires with that. This has appeared in a number of recent videos. Broken piece of file for my striker. My assortment of quartz rocks that I have. Small shoe polish tin acts as my char tin. Right now it contains my char cloth and a few pieces of charred punkwood. One of the large 5-inch ferrocerium rods and a speedy sharp which I can use to strike the ferrocerium rod. That's my fire kit of the day. Okay, very quickly, my food of the day. So this is normally the bag I take with me when I go out for hikes and carries different combinations of foods. But there's a couple things that are always in the bag. Spices. The garlic powder, a seasoning of another type, and salt, and some hot sauce. Today's lunch will be a soup mixture that I made up myself. And as a backup, if I need it, is an instant oatmeal mixture that I made up myself. Trail mix, lots of good high calorie and good tasting things in there to snack on along the way. some granola bars, Cliff Bar, Power Bar, extra food there, and my drink pack containing hot chocolate, various coffees, some sweeteners, some disposable tea bags that I can make maybe a chaga tea or a pine needle tea, although I probably would do that right in the pot. Yeah, so that's my food kit of the day. It's funny how when you're packing your bag, you can miss things that you want to show people. Two things that I missed that I just wanted to add in. One is a plastic drop sheet, very lightweight, large plastic drop sheet. That combined with my reflective blanket could make me an emergency super shelter if I ended up having to stay out overnight. So these things are usually in the bag, especially during the winter time, together. And my Kupilka Kuksa, that'll be what I'll be using for my coffee today. Yeah, just wanted to add those things in as well. Well, there you have it, folks. Just a quick video today, just showing you some of the things that I carry when I go out for a day hike. It's not meant to be exhaustive, and as I pointed out earlier, it does change depending on the hike, what I'll be doing that day, and the weather conditions. Although I did point out there are certain things that will always be in my backpack, be it a backpack or a shoulder bag or whatever it is I'm carrying. So hopefully you found this somewhat entertaining, maybe of value to you as well. If you do like this video, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, hit the notification button, share it with your friends, and as always, leave comments below. So folks, until next time, get out and explore. Take the path less traveled. It'll make all the difference. Bye for now.